finna click. Me and my brothers and sisters, we finna fellowship real quick. It don't make no sense how he did this beat like that. He shouldn't. He ain't have to do the beat like that though. Like
Mom, it's not the best rap.
he, Zion, you gonna keep your mouth shut because you don't even know what you're talking about, son.
Calm down.
No, son, you can't get your life, son. Get your life together. I'm gonna need you to seek counsel on that.
Are you live yet?
Yep, I'm definitely live. Definitely live. Oh my goodness, family. Why did brother Humble by Yah for Yah stab the beat the way he did on the J. Cole's Middle Child beat like this? Oh my goodness. This is a tragedy. Oh my. I'm gonna run this show bad for y'all. Just pulled up. We just came from the dentist. All praise to the Father. All praise is bad. Yes. All right, so y'all listen. We was just riding through. I was reading some more Judith. We ain't forget about Judith. We gotta definitely finish Judith. And I'm about to play this song real quick. But first, before I do that, first and foremost, let's give all praise and glory and honor to the Most High in the name of Yeshaya. And also greetings and salutations to my brothers and sisters scattered worldwide, out of the 12 tribes of the upright, doing what they got to, making it light shine, keeping it lit. Hold on, that's my husband. Keeping it. Okay. Absolutely. Okay, so wait, let me get this song up. So y'all, he went on the Middle Child's beat cover. This is what we do, okay? We snatch out of the children of the wicked, and we put in their face like that. So check this joint out by Humble by Yah. Humble by Yah. This should be fun. Bro said this should be fun. Charlie Benjamin. Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham. I know my ancestors. I know who I am. See, this is the truth. I am what I am. These demons are... Come on, stop. Please stop. Hold on. Oh my goodness. I am live at this moment. Please. It's okay. Don't beat yourself up. Let it go. Let it go. I'm trying to get this little tube so I can play this song. We gotta start this over because bro went in, okay? Shouts out to my brother, Humble by Yah, okay? Also coming in from the tribe of Benjamin, okay? Okay? Bro, Humble by Yah did his thing on here. He went in on the Middle Child's beat, okay, by J. Cole. Listen how he stabs this joint. He stabs it. Oh my goodness, tragedy. Stop playing with me, bro. I praise the Most High, the Almighty I am, the God of Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham. I know my ancestors, I know who I am. See, this is the truth, I am what I am. These demons on earth, they open and loose. Me, my life. Oh my goodness! Like you can't make these kind of things up. I said that I do not wear shoes. I'm talking about ground and I'm talking about flow and I'm talking about them both, but I let you choose. Shout out to Cole, cause he is a great. Speaking of great, speaking of treasure, where I live is safe. Get it, stay on topic, we keep late with it. The Most High is the greatest. Start reading through the pages. D9 that he's greatest. Like asking Noah what a lake is, or asking Eve what a snake is, or asking Joseph what faith is. Most High ain't a joke. Now go ask the son what faith is. I'm sick of these spirits. They cannot come near us. Do I make myself clear? High definition, my lyrics. Closed caption. Make sure that they hear us. The ending is nearest. Even if you paralyzed, you gon' feel it. Enough is enough. I'm done keeping it simple. Go in like an interest, go in like a dimple. I turn the skepticals all into elephants. What's the punchline? I will be remembered. If they are elephants, I am more elegant. I am a lion. I'm feeling like Simba. These rappers like Zazu. Oops, I met Rafiki. Except they don't hold me up in the beginning. Father, forgive me for that, and I still. But I stole this beat. This is my instrumental. You rappers too simple. My body's a temple. Yeah, it's the blueprint. I guess I resemble. See, my mental is monumental. Praise the Most High because he's not a pencil. He's not number two. He don't come with a stencil. My spirit is rich. I got nothing to lend you. See, you sold your soul. Now your soul is a rental. Now I have no choice but to come up against you. You think that you ballin'? Now I got to bench you. And if we against you, who gon' defend you? The flow is exhausted. I feel so lethargic. Your soul is an auction. That evil gon' cost you.
It's gonna cost you, bro. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. This is easy for me.
He said you sold your soul. Now I have to come up against you. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Bro, stop playing with me. Yes, beloved. This is actually not even by me. This is by our fellow brother, Humble by Yah. No, Humble for Yah. On the middle child's beat. Oh my goodness. Can I run it back one more time? Like, or no? We're going to run it back one more time. This, he said, your soul is a rental. Oh my goodness. Stop playing Humble by Yah. And listen, y'all, he got all kinds of beautiful music. Y'all know I'll be playing stuff on this channel. We're going to shout this brother out. Listen, Eddie.
It should be fun.
It sure is fun. Take my little hand by Yah.
I praise the Most High, the Almighty I am, the God of Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham. I know my ancestors, I know who I am. See, this is the truth, I am what I am. These demons on earth, they open and loose. Me, my like I angels all in the booth. I have to excel, leave the heaven to hell. There's only two doors, I ain't talking about coops. This meditation, I gotta recoup. I have ascended, I do not wear shoes. I'm talking about grounding, I'm talking about floating. I talk about them both, but I let you choose. Shout out to Cole, cause he is a great. Speaking of greats, we can relate. Speaking of treasure, where I live is safe. Get it, stay on topic, but keep late with it. The Most High is the greatest. Start reading through the pages. D9 that he's greatest. Like asking Noah what a lake is, or asking Eve what a snake is, or asking Joseph what faith is. Most High ain't a joke. Now go ask the son what faith is. I'm sick of these spirits. They cannot come near it. Do I make myself clear? High definition my lyrics. Closed caption. Make sure that they hear us. The ending is nearest. Even if you paralyzed, you gon' feel it. Enough is enough. I'm done keeping it simple. Go in like an interest, go in like a dimple. I turn the skepticals all into elephants. What's the punchline? I will be remembered. If they are elephants, I am more elegant. I am a lion. I'm feeling like Simba. These rappers like Zazu. Oops, I met Rafiki. Except they don't hold me up in the beginning. Father, forgive me for that, and I still. But I stole this beat. This is my instrumental. You rappers too simple. My body's a temple. Yeah, it's the blueprint. I guess I resemble. See, my mental is monumental. Praise the Most High because he's not a pencil. He's not number two. He don't come with a stencil. My spirit is rich. I got nothing to lend you. See, you sold your soul. Now your soul is a rental. Now I have no choice but to come up against you. You think that you ballin'? Now I got to bench you. And if we against you, who gon' defend you? The flow is exhausted. I feel so lethargic. Soul is an auction. That evil gon' cost you. Want it. Yeah, man. This is easy for me.
I need a sword. Mom, where's your phone?
It's in that glass box.
Oh.
Say greetings and salutations to the family.
Greetings and salutations to the family.
It's a battery.
I couldn't find it, so I just put this on.
And I did it. I looked at the battery. He said, which way is positive and which way is negative? I said, positive is up, negative is down. So he said, look, the sun that I placed in the sky is positive energy. It's all positive energy. The earth, which I placed below you, is negative energy. If I mix those two energies together within my body, I will hold an electrical charge high enough to hear from him and enter into the kingdom. I love this beat. Pull up.
Watch the shake flop. Come on.
Chef, I'ma say the flop.
Say the flop.
Angels, wifey say the flop.
Say the flop.
Y'all first, gotta say the flop. Pull up, I'ma say the flop. Chef, I'ma say the flop. Angels, wifey say the flop.
I gotta play something before we go into Judith, y'all. You know we're gonna finish the part 2 of Judith. And yes, went to the dentist, had him check and just make sure everything was all copacetic. So everything's good to go. All praise to the Father. The reason why the process is a little more slower is because when they took my tooth out, my tooth was chipped and then it got infected. So the tissue around it was, sore due to infection and bacteria. So my white blood cells is doing what it got to do. All praise to the Most High. Higher than it get shot. But I want to play this song for y'all called Flaming Swords. Flaming Swords. Flaming Swords. Then we're going to get into the rest of Judith. All right. Feeling great today. Come on. Y'all better know what time it is. Put on your garments of praise.
Show your face. I erase. You violate. I'm irate. About face. Fireplace. Violate. You gon' need a fire safe. I send them all back on where they come from.
Where they come from.
I see them all as suckers. They some dumb
It's a dumb
The most I give me riches. Now my funds up. My treasures up in heaven. I got lump sums.
Lump sums.
God overall, that's how I'm going up.
Going out.
Heaven after life, I'm never going up.
Going out.
I do not fear nothing, spirit growing up. He told me kill him all, I gotta show him now. I'm living by his laws, I'm moving cautious. Every time I see them sin, they get me nauseous. See, we are too abundant, they can't office. I be with the kings and the bosses, killing with the flaming swords. Flaming swords. Flaming swords. Flaming swords. Flaming swords. Flaming swords. Flaming swords.
Hey.
Flaming swords. Flaming swords. I came to war.
Came to war.
Praise the Lord.
Praise the height.
The fame is yours.
The fame is yours.
We been here.
We been here.
Dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs.
No remorse.
No remorse.
I'm kind of wars. He told me give them songs cause they don't fear.
They don't fear him.
It's time to end them all. I cannot spare them. Even if they cry out, they will not hit them. Treat them like the oxygen, I have to add them. See, I cut their heads off, collect my ransom. I'm not antidote, but they the cancer. We put the fire to them like a lantern. To the most, how you have to answer. All of this for you, so I enjoy it.
I enjoy it.
Looking at the sin, it's annoying.
It's annoying.
You gave me the go, so I'm going in.
Going in.
Off the face of earth, they so annoying. I kill them with my flaming swords. Flaming swords. Flaming swords. Flaming swords. Flaming swords. Flaming swords.
Yeah.
Flaming swords.
Yeah.
Flaming swords.
Bro, stop him. This is ridiculous. What a tragedy. Come on, sisters. Do your righteous vow. You gotta put your hands out like, don't touch me, unclean spirits. Don't touch me. Oh, goodness. Ooh, let's get in Judith, y'all. Let's get in Judith. And y'all know what we do. We definitely do the opening Psalm 40, verse 16. Let all those that seek a higher, the most high, a higher rejoice and be glad in you. Let such as love your salvation say continually, a higher be magnified. That's right. Because that's what this channel's about. This channel's about a higher being magnified. All right. Pardon me. Give me a minute before we go any further. Before I go any further, I want I want to see you in the chat. I want to see you show up. That's right. You tune in and you too. You ain't gonna be off doing what you want to do up in here. That's how it's home for. They'll stay at the Most High. He's watching you. You know the angels got their eyes on you. So you better do what's thus stay at the Most High. All right, let me take the little pain pill. We're going to push through. I ain't asked you what you feel like.
I'm feeling
Hey, Zebediah. You think I'm on side highest please that? You want me to tell Dad what you just said? You better repent and go in prayer. Because the Most High is not pleased. You don't say that kind of stuff. Good job, children. Good job to Zion and Hephzibah. They showed up and did what they were supposed to be doing. Princess, put these on the what you call in there. Never mind, we're gonna put these right here. Because this is irrelevant. Ain't no but in the way anyhow. Now let's get back in Judith. I was reading this as I was at the dental appointment, waiting, and I was getting blessed. Not only was I being blessed, God, but there was a test that came. Now, let me tell you about that test. There was a Hamite lady who works with, like, what you would say, special needs people. And she pulled the lady in a wheelchair who was an Edomite, but with a Down syndrome. My daily scripture, the Most High had told me, check your scripture. Show you what the scripture was. My daily scripture was Luke 6:35. But love your... Can you apologize for what you just said to me? And get right. You going to be obedient? So the scripture was Luke 6:35. But love your enemies. When you see love, it means be lawful, because love is keeping the commandments. So be lawful with your enemies. Apply the laws. Okay? And do good and lend, hoping for nothing again, and your reward shall be great. And you shall be the children of the highest, as he is kind unto the unthankful and to the evil. So I read that, took it in, said, so be it, Father. Sat down, began to read the rest of Judith, right? In comes the Hamite with the Edomite Down syndrome person in a chair. So she pulls her in, she goes, ow, my foot. She banging her feet up against the daggone thing. I'm going to keep it a buck with y'all. I am the kind of person, I don't care what your nationality off the gate. I don't like to see wicked kind of stuff. I just don't. First of all, I don't hate no people. I hate the iniquity. But because some people so enjoy it, I don't have no taste in my mouth for them, tolerance. But I'm not going to allow myself to be a respected person and only be good to those who are good and do evil to those who are evil. For our righteousness must exceed the righteousness of the Pharisees and scribes. So there's me sitting out there in the lobby, another Caucasian Edomite male, another Edomite lady, and this Hamite pulling in the Edomite that's Down syndrome in a wheelchair. So I'm reading my word, I'm reading the book like this. She goes, my foot. I look up and see she don't even care. Just swing her in a wheelchair any kind of way. I have a CNA certification, and I'm certainly a mandated reporter. However, I don't need to be jumping into this kind of stuff because my mandation is to work the fruits of my Father through the Spirit. So I'm like, okay, that's one scribe. Then she goes to the lady at the counter. Let me ask the lady for some water because I've been asking for some water from this Hamite, and she ain't been hearing me. Mind y'all, I was reading about, I was in the part of Judith, chapter 7, about them saying the children were wanting for water, passing out and fainting for water. So I just so happened to be at that part. And the lady was like, there's some water over there.
Get the water.
Mm-hmm. Holy Spirit, hold on, let me pour some in here, baby. I don't want you to drink off the money right now. So Holy Spirit said, get her some water. I was like, all right, Father, I'm gonna get her some water. Sitting right next to the little thing that you put the little cup to and get your water with. So I get the water for her. I'm reading word right now. That's not the time. Thank you, good job, but not right now, okay? So I get her the water and she says, thank you. I was like, you're welcome. I can already feel the Hamite individual, hair all decked up, the job paying you good. So you all vain. You don't even care about the people. You just going to work for the check. So I can already feel the Hamites like embarrassment and her shame because the Caucasian male, when he saw that, we both was looking at her like, how you going to deprive this lady for some water? He looked over her and looked at me. I'm like, don't give me that look. There's a difference between us. And not only that, I don't even look like this world. So my father's like, you're going to have to step up, daughter, and represent me. Let your good works, glorify the Father, right? Do your good works amongst man, right? So she drank that water fast, right? And was like, can I have some more water? Can I have some more water? So she said, no, you don't need no water. So I got up and got her some more water. I didn't, trust me, I know about cross-contamination, so I didn't take the same cup to the thing. Got her a new cup, poured the water in the cup, and put the old cup in that new cup and handed it to her. She said, thank you. She said, don't give her no more water because she's going to keep on asking for water. I looked at her like, if I open my mouth, I will destroy you right now with the disgust of your wickedness. So I'm going to do you a favor and ignore you.
Okay.
Because this is a doggone shame. How are you going to deprive somebody water? It doesn't matter what you may assume she's asking or she deserve it or not. She said, please. Gave her the water. Then the next thing you know, the lady called her for to go back. I proceeded to read. Then the lady in the wheelchair goes, sorry to her, sorry. And I'm just like, she's apologizing to the Hamite because she just wanted some water. Disgusting. Who would have thought on my way to the dental appointment that I'd have had to witness something like that? Of course, we're living in a wicked world, right? Mind you, I didn't even really need to go. It was just a checkup because I thought maybe there was something in my teeth that they didn't take care of. Crossing T's and dotting I's. But the father knew I didn't need to go since he just wanted me there for just maybe to show his good works and give that girl lady some water. And also tested me. Get this. We go to the Dollar Tree after that because the children wanted something to eat. A little snack, whatever, because I was in the appointment for some time. Daddy was in the car with him. So we get to the Dollar Tree. I'll take lady in there with us. Like I told y'all before, Esau's people typically love to see the dog and don't pay us no mind. Well, we're in the store and I'm holding her and the lady goes, I can't tell which one's the cutest. From between the puppy, all of your children are so beautiful. She says, Precious. She goes, God bless you all. May I? And proceed to, can I let the puppy lick me? I said, sure. Yeah, she said, God bless and all that. And I'm not going to be, I don't do no God. So I just was like, thank you, understanding what she was trying to say. The same to you. She said, be careful tomorrow. It's going to be bad. Be careful. I was like, all right, thank you. We will. And walked off. Now here it is. Not seeing her outward with the woman in the wheelchair. Just seeing her need and needing it. Being a vessel of our Father, an ambassador on the earth for good, righteous works. Then another woman who could have been just a regular lady, whatever, came by. I felt it was the Father's way of smiling at me saying, daughter, I was pleased when you did that. And I want you to see that it ain't all people that you can't just close your heart to people. You got to be open to me to use anybody I need to bless you. You never know how I'm going to bless you. And those kind of things will help heal our heart from the traumas of their ugly. Just like the Most High used a Jewish person to put together this Yab's Bible. In his ignorance, he didn't know he was helping a fellow children like us down the road. Not taking from who he is and what his, the outward. I hope y'all understand what I'm saying here. But the Most High just works in, like they always say, mysterious ways. And you better be always able to be open-minded, to be a light, and let your light so shine before man. whereby they see your good works and glorify our Father which is in heaven. Because what we don't understand is that there's coming a day where we are, as a people of righteousness, are going to be deemed as devils to them. But each and every single one of them, before that comes, he could be having us being little lights that when the news says they're bad people, they're going to be like the wife of Pilate. Wash your hands, because I didn't see that with them. I remember I was in the store, or just said in the third, and they were good unto me. And they might be the same people like in days of old, when our ancestors was fleeing from the slave captivity. They opened their home to us. They helped us get away and things like that. So you don't know who the Most High may use to down the road be a blessing unto you. Rather than scoff up and like, oh, they're Edomites. Just be a light. Just be a good. Just be a representation of what is righteous, what is good, in a world that is so easily operating in evil. Okay, family? That's all I want to share. All right, let's get back to Judith chapter 7. What's reading 7? Make sure you're listening.
I need to poop.
Okay, that's TMI. Say I need to go to the restroom, okay? The next day, Holofernes commanded all his army and all his people which were come to take his part, that they should remove their camp against Bethula, to take aforehand the ancients of the hill country, and to make war against the children of Jacob. Then their strong men removed their camps in that day, and the army of men of war, 170,000 footmen and 12,000 horsemen besides baggage, and other men that were afoot among them, a very great multitude. And they camped in the valley near unto Bethula by the fountain, and they spread themselves in breadth over Dothaim, even to Belmahem, and in the length from Bethula unto Siamon, which is over against Esdraelon. And now the children of Jacob, when they saw the multitude of them, were greatly troubled, and said everyone to his neighbor, now will these men lick up the face of the earth, for neither the high mountains, nor the valleys, nor the hills were able to bear their weight. Then every man took up his weapons of war, and they had kindled fires upon their towers. Go see what's going on with your brother. What was all that racket about? But the second day, Holofernes brought forth all his horsemen in the sight of the children of Jacob, which were Bethula, and viewed the passages up to the city, and came to the fountains of their waters, and took them, and set garrisons of men of war over them. And he himself removed toward his people. Then came unto him all the chief of the children of Esau, and all the governors of the people of Moab, and the captains of the seacoast, and said, let our master now hear a word. Princess, when I asked you to say go see, I need you to go check that out. It's only what someone Zion can really handle with him. Let our master now hear a word, that there be not an overthrow in thine army. For this people of the children of Jacob do not trust in their spears, but in the height of the mountains wherein they dwell, because it is not easy to come up to the tops of their mountains. No wonder I saw our city on the top of on the mountain. I'm talking about it was a great mountain, and it was like our city was solidly set in the mountain. What's going on? Oh, he couldn't get his pants down? Well, if you gotta go, I understand. That makes frustrating. Oh. All right. Now, therefore, my master, fight not against them in battle array, and there shall not so much as one of thy people perish. Remain in thy camp, and keep all the men of thine army, and let thy servants get into their hands the fountain of water, which issueth forth of the foot of the mountain. For all the inhabitants of Bethula have their water thence, so shall thirst kill them. and they shall give up their city, and we and our people shall go up to the tops of the mountains that are near, and will camp upon them to watch that none go out of the city. Just like they're doing over there in Flint, Michigan. Up there doing stuff to the waters. So they say, so they and their wives and their children shall be consumed with famine, and before the sword come against them, they shall be overthrown in the streets where they dwell. So it was like basically they understood that okay, these people, once if they have their Most High on their side, we better leave them alone. But they didn't take heed to that counsel, which was provided to over there in chapter 5. So they're like, all right, well, whatever, we're gonna get them anyhow. Now, in case they strong and mighty, how about we cause a breach of weakness to come upon them physically? So we got to understand when you're in these times of war, spiritual warfare and physical, that you have an enemy who over times of past has passed down to their generations a plot and scheme of how to conquer a people, whether big or small. And I'm talking about big in number or small, but may be a force to reckon with. Thus shalt thou render them evil reward, because they rebelled and met not thy person peaceably. And these words pleased Hophernes and all his servants, and he appointed to do as they had spoken. So the camp of the children of Ammon departed, and with them 5,000 of the Assyrians, and they pitched in the valley, and took the waters and the fountains of waters of the children of Jacob. Then the children of Esau went up with the children of Ammon, and camped in the hill country over against Dothaim. And they sent some of them toward the south, and toward the east over against Ekrabel, which is near unto Sushi, that is upon the brook Mokmer. And the rest of the army of the Assyrians camped in the plain, and covered the face of the whole land, and their tents and carriages were pitched to a very great multitude. The children of Jacob cried unto Ashariah, because their heart failed, for all their enemies had compassed them round about, and there was no way to escape out from among them. Thus all the company of Assur remained about them, both their footmen, chariots, and horsemen, 34 days, so that all their vessels of water failed all the inhabitants of Bethula. And the cisterns were emptied, and they had not water to drink their fill for 1 day, for they gave them drink by measure. Therefore their young children were out of heart, and their women and young men fainted for the thirst, and fell down in the streets of the city by the passages of the gates. And there was no longer any strength in them. Then all the people assembled to Ozias, and the chief of the city. Get her. She over there going in that. Lift your head up. Hey, lady, what you doing? Then all the people assembled to Ozias and the chief of the city, both young men and women and children, and they cried with a loud voice and said before all the elders, Ahia be judged between us and you, for ye have done us a great injury, that in that ye have not required peace for the children of Assur. For now we have no helper, but Ahia have sold us into their hands, that we should be thrown down before them with thirst and great destruction. Now therefore call them unto you, and deliver the whole city for a spoil to the people of Hophernes, and to all his army. For it is better for us to be made a spoil. For is it better for us to be made a spoil unto them than to die for thirst? This is the same mindset that we had over in the wilderness. This is what you call the cop-out. For we will be his servants, and our souls may live, and not to see death of our infants before our eyes, nor our wives, nor our children to die. It is never the option to serve the enemies. Trying to save your own self actually cause you to be destroying yourself. It's just another fashion of perishing. Because serving these heathens is going to automatically cause you to disobey the Most High. They're not going to have respect unto our laws, such as commandments. You're like, do this. Wait a minute, I can't do that. What? Do what I said. We take the witness against you and heaven and earth and our Father and our Master Father, the power of our fathers, which punisheth us according to our sins and sins of our fathers, that he do not according as we have said this day. Then, in other words, give us to the hands of our enemies. Then there was a great weeping with one consent in the midst of the assembly, and they cried unto Ahiah with a loud voice. Go see if he's ready. Then said Ozias to them, Brethren, be of good courage. Let us yet endure 5 days, in the which space Ahiah our father, our power, may turn his mercy toward us, for he will not forsake us utterly. And if these days pass, and there come no help unto us, we will do according to your word. You're done? Okay. I'm coming. Give me a moment. Thank you, Zion. And he dispersed the people, everyone to their own charge. And they went unto the walls and towers of the city, and sent the women and children to their houses. And they were very low brought in the city. Let's get it. Chapter 8 of Judith. Huh? Zebediah. Yeah, no. Bless you, Zion, for trying. Thank you. Love you. Hey.
What did it say?
Okay.
Lady Power. Wave to the baby. Wave to the baby. Wave to the baby. She's so cute. Wave to the baby.
Here. All right, come on. You said in there with a whole day red shirt.
Who?
Your sister.
We can do that with this dirty shirt. Take it off. Take it off the shirt. Take it off. Take it off. I didn't even do it, fuckboy. Oh, wait. I'm telling Mommy is on the table. Mommy, can I put you on the table? For pan.
I know you're not writing on that gold sheet I have on there. I know you're not.
Yeah, Charisma.
Zebediah, sit down and listen. Zion, come on. Flaming swords. Flaming swords. I'm about to get it, y'all, family. Let's go. Judith chapter 8. About to turn up. Now at that time, Judith heard thereof, which was the daughter of Merari, the son of Ox, the son of Joseph, the son of Oziel, the son of Elicia, the son of Ananias, the son of Gideon, the son of Raphaim, the son of Arcadio, the son of Elu, the son of Eliab, the son of Nathaniel, the son of Samael, the son of Salasadai, the son of Jacob. And Manasseh was her husband of the tribe of kindred. So he was from the tribe of Manasseh. Okay, who was her kindred, who died in the barley harvest. For as he stood overseeing them that bound sheaves in the field, the heat that came upon his head, and he fell on his bed. It was like like the heat was just too bearable for him. Just keeping that in mind, family.
Okay.
Oh man. Okay, and the heat that came upon his head, and he fell on his bed, and died in the city of Bethula. And they buried him with his fathers in the field between Dothaim and Balamo. So Judith was a widow in her house 3 years and 4 months. And she made her tent upon the top of her house, and put on sackcloth upon her loins, and wear her widow's apparel. So she was like, I'm a widow. I'm not even trying to physically be attracted to nobody right now. I know I have the law to go marry somebody else, but I love my husband so much. I just don't want to be with nobody. I'm just fine. And she fasted all the days of her widowhood, save the eves of the Sabbaths, and the eves of the new moons, and the new moons, and the feasts, and the solemn days of the house of Jacob. She was of a righteous, a goodly of countenance, and very beautiful to behold. And her husband Manasseh had left her gold and silver, and manservant and maidservant, and cattle and lands, and she remained upon them. And there was none that gave her an ill word, for she feared Ahiah greatly. Now, when she heard the evil words of the people against the governor, that they fainted for lack of water, for Judah had heard all the words Ozias had spoken unto them, and that he had sworn to deliver this city unto the Assyrians. After 5 days, then she sent her waiting women that had the government of all things, that she had to call Ozias and Shabris and Charmis, the ancients of the cities. And they came unto her, and she said unto them, Hear me now, O you governors of the inhabitants of Bethula, for your words that ye have spoken before the people this day are not right. Touching this oath which ye have made pronounced between Ahiah and you, ye have promised to deliver this city into our enemies, unless these days Ahiah will turn to help you. And now who are you that you have tempted Ahiah this day, and stand instead of Ahiah among the children of men? And now try the Most High Ahiah Almighty, but ye shall never know anything. For you cannot find the depth of the heart of man, neither can you perceive the things that he thinketh. Then how can you search out Ahiah, that he hath made all things, and know his mind, or comprehend his purpose? Nay, my brethren, provoke not Ahiah, our father, to anger. For he will not help us within these 5 days. He hath power to defend us when he will, even every day, or to destroy us before our enemies. Do not bind the counsels of Ahiah, our father, or our power is not as man, that he may be threatened, neither is he as a son of man, that he should be wavering. Therefore, let us wait for salvation of him, and call upon him to help us, and he will hear our voice, if it please him. For there arose none in our age, neither is there any now in these days, neither tribe, nor family, nor people, nor city among us, which worship other deities, gods made with man's hands, as have been aforetime. So you already know we innocent. We stand a chance against them. What's the reason for y'all fearing? For we have been taken, so all Judea shall lie waste. If we be taken, so all Judea shall lie waste, and our sanctuary shall be spoiled. And he will require the profanation thereof at our mouth, and the slaughter of our brethren, and the captivity of the country, and the desolation of our inheritance will he turn upon our own heads among the Gentiles, wheresoever we will be in bondage, and we will be an offense and a reproach to all them that possess us. For our servitude shall not be directed to favor, but Ahiah Eshahiah shall turn into dishonor. Now, therefore, O brethren, let us show an example to our brethren, because their hearts depend upon us, and the sanctuary, and the house, and the altar rest upon us. Moreover, let us give thanks unto Ahiah, our power, which trieth us, even as he did our fathers. Remember what things he did to Abraham, and how he tried Isaac, and what happened to Jacob in Mesopotamia, and Egypt of Syria, when he kept the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother. For he hath not tried us in the fire, as he did them, for examination of their hearts. Neither hath he taken vengeance on us. But Ahiah doeth scourge them that come near unto him, to abolish them. Then said Ozias to her, All that thou hast thou spoken with a good heart, and there is none that may gainsay thy words. For this is not the first day wherein thy wisdom is manifested, but from the beginning of thy days all the people have known thy understanding, because the disposition of thine heart is good. But the people were very thirsty, and compelled us to do unto them as we will have spoken, and bring them an oath upon ourselves, which we will not break. Therefore now pray thou for us, because thou art a righteous woman, and for Ahiah will send us rain to fill our cisterns. and we shall faint no more. Then said Judah unto them, Hear me, and I will do a thing which shall go throughout all generations to the children of our nation. Ye shall stand this night in the gate, and I will go forth with my waiting women. And within the days that ye have promised to deliver this city into our enemies, Ahiah will visit Jacob by my hand. But inquire not ye of mine act, for I will not declare unto you till the things be finished that I do. Come on, Judith. All right. Then said Ozias the princess unto her, Go in peace, and Eshariah be before thee, to take vengeance on our enemies. So they returned from the tent and went to their words. Chapter 9. Grand afternoon, my beloved sister Lakeisha. I'm sorry I had to take down the moderation because I need to speak with you on something a little later on. Ahiah wanted, it's nothing wrong, something bad, but he's requiring a response from you on something. You know what it is about. It's between you and I, nobody else's business. But Ahiah wants the response. Okay? And once that response is given, according to Ahiah's election, we will be able to go forward. Okay, beloved? Love you, sis, and thank you again for coming. All right. Chapter 9. Then Judith fell upon her face and put ashes upon her head and uncovered the sackcloth wherewith she was clothed. And about the time that the incense of the evening was offered in Jerusalem in the house of Ahiah, Judith cried with a loud voice and said, O Ahiah of my father Simeon, to whom thou gavest a sword to take vengeance of thy strangers, who loosened the girdle of a maid to defile her and discovered the thigh of her shame and polluted her virginity to her reproach. For thou saidest, it shall not be so, and yet they did so. Wherefore thou gavest their rulers to be slain, so that they dyed their bed in blood, being deceived, and smotest the servants with their masters, and the masters upon their thrones, and hast given their wives for a prey, and their daughters to be captives, and all their spoils to be divided among thy dear children, which were moved with thy zeal, and abhorred the pollution of their blood, and called upon thee for aid. O Ahiah, hear me also a widow. For thou hast wrought not only those things, but also the things which fell out before, and which ensued after. Thou hast thought upon the things which are now, and which are to come. Yea, what things thou didst determine were ready at hand, and lo, we are here. For all thy ways are prepared, and thy judgments are in the foreknowledge. For behold, the Assyrians are multiplied in their power, and they are exalted with horse and man. They glory in strength of their footmen. They trust in shield and spear, and bow and sling, and know not that thou art Ahiah that breakest the battles. The Most High is Ahiah is thy name. The great I am is thy name. In other words, throw down their strength in thy power, and bring down their force in thy wrath. For they had purpose to defile thy sanctuary, and to pollute the tabernacle, where thy glorious name rested.
Where is that the straight thing?
That's okay, baby. Head up, baby girl. Zion in class. Zion.
Yep.
In here now.
No, I'm eating grits.
In here. On the bench. And to cast down with sword and horn of thy altar. Behold, their pride is send thy wrath upon their heads. Give unto my hand, which am a widow, the power that I have conceived. Smite by the deceit of my lips, the servant with the prince, and the prince with the servant. The prince with the servant. Break down their stateliness by the hand of a woman. For thy power standeth not in a multitude, nor thy might in strong men. For thou art Ahiah of the afflicted, and helper, the Almighty of the afflicted, and helper of the oppressed, and upholder of the weak, a protector of the forlorn, a savior of them that are without hope. I pray thee, O Ahiah of my father, and Ahiah of the inheritance of Jacob, Ahiah of the heavens and earth, creator of the waters and king of every creature, hear thou my prayer, and make my speech and deceit to be their wound and stripe, who had purposed cruel things against thy covenant and thy set apart house, and against the top of Zion, and against the house of the possession of thy children, and make every nation and tribe to acknowledge that thou art a higher of all power, the power of all power, and might, and that there is none other that protected the people of Jacob but you. Zebediah, get from underneath there. Now, after she had ceased to cry unto Ahiah of Jacob, she had made an end of all these words. She arose where she had fallen down and caught her maid, and went down into the house in which she abode in the Sabbath days and in her feast days, and pulled off the sackcloth which she had on, and put off her garments of widowhood, and washed her body all over with water, and anointed herself with precious ointment, and braided the hair of her head, and put on the tire upon it. Okay, this is like what you call a tire. Okay. Oh, blessings to the Father. I knew he was going to reveal, beloved sister. Love you so much. And so also braiding of hair was not a bad thing. That's why I said women should not do mess up with braid, with costly array and braid, which means don't let that be your only adorning, but at the inward. So we know that if Judith did it, it wasn't an unrighteous thing. That understanding, people can try to go off and be like, you can't braid hair. No. Okay, sisters, don't let nobody give you understanding according to the scriptures with a cardinal mindset, aka dead mindset. All right. So, like I said, this is a tire. Like you get your garment joints, you know what I'm saying? And you can even do like this here. Boom, right? And do like that and get another one, do like that, another one. And you just, that joint decked up beautiful. See there? Boom. They call it a tire, but it's like round and round. Moving along. Okay. And pull. Okay, I read that. Boom, 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 boom. Put her garments with her hood. She washed her body, precious ointment, braided her hair, put the tire upon, and put on a tire upon it, and put on her garments of gladness, wherein she was clad during the life of Manasseh, her husband. She put that good stuff on. She put the good on. And she took sandals upon her feet, and put about her bracelets and her chains and her rings and her earrings and all her ornaments, and decked herself bravely to allure the eyes of all men that should see her. Then she gave her maid a bottle of wine and a cruse of oil, and filled a bag with parched corn. A cruse, not curse, a course, okay, of oil, and filled a bag with parched corn and lumps of figs and with fine bread. So she folded all these things together and laid them upon her. Thus she went forth to the gate of the city of Bethula, and found standing there Osias and ancients of the city, Cherubis and Charmins. And they saw her, and that her countenance was altered, and her apparel was changed. They wondered at her beauty very greatly, and said unto her, the Most High of our fathers give thee favor. Like, the Most High. They was like, the Most High, stuttering like, okay, Judith, what you got up your sleeve? Because see, when you go through the fasting and you do the proper things, the glory of the Most High rests upon you. And so there's a unknowledgeable, unseen glory on you that people of the world don't understand. So she had that and the outward, y'all.
Demon.
Like Hadassah. Hey, we don't be doing up in this house. Ain't nobody demons in here.
Mom,
Watch your mouth.
when I sat there on the TV, I heard it. You hear it?
Oh, the demon on the TV?
Yeah,
Okay, rebuke it in the name of Yahshua and turn that TV off.
I did.
So be it, son. Well done. All right. Then they went forth to the, okay, wait. Verse 8. Then they said unto her, Ahiah of our fathers give thee favor, and accomplish thine enterprises to the glory of the children of Jacob, and to the exaltation of Jerusalem. Then they worship Ahiah. They was like, yeah, she gonna get him. Yeah, Judith, yeah. See, this is where these other nations always use their women to do this, because they stole it from us. We was the ones that did this first. Judith said, this is going to go throughout all generations, which means ain't no other woman did it before. And Hadassah didn't use her charm. She was already beautiful. So when the Most High fashioned his children, his women to be beautiful, his men to be handsome, it's all for his glory. Careful now. Zion.
That was Mamie. Don't scream my name.
If you were on the bench like I told you, it would not have happened.
Mamie was hanging on it.
Okay. Now at the bench now, both of you.
Why? I sit in the chair right here. I'm still listening.
Honor your father and your mother that your days be long.
Why?
Now, you know what? I understand the bench is full, but had you to just set one down and said, Mom, may I go do over there? I would have said so. That's how you properly get what you want, son. So get your spirit right. Now, because there is things on the bench, I will pardon you to go over there and sit there.
Why?
But next time, you ask me with the right tone of voice and with respect. No more interruptions. Sit on the step. Not stand, not lean, but sit. Or you'll be back on the bench. Now, verse 9. And she said unto them, command the gates of the city to be opened unto me, that I may go forth to accomplish the things whereof ye have spoken with me. Sorry, fam, I had to thank him because I was in prayer yesterday and I saw twice golden gates opened up. The Most High know what's up against us. So I thank him. Because as I was live this horizon earlier, bringing the word for those devils that thought they was going to come in this house, he pulled in the driveway. And as I was reading through my peripheral and through the spirit, I saw him and I felt him staring at me. But whatever he saw is in the hands of the Most High. So every time I see that command the gates be open. Now Most High is reminding me of that yesterday. I may go forth to accomplish the things that I may go forth to accomplish the things where he has spoken with me. So they command the young men to open unto her as she had spoken. Silence. And they had done so. Judith went out, she and her maid with her, and the men of the city looked after her until she was gone down the mountain, until she had passed the valley and could see her no more. Thus they went straight forth into the valley, and the first watch of the Assyrians met her, and took her and asked her, of what people art thou? And whence comest thou? And whither goest thou? Where you going? Where you come from? Who you with? And she said, I am a woman of the upright. I ain't saying that. Okay, and fled from them, for they shall be given you to be consumed. And I am coming before Hephaestus, the chief captain of your army, to declare words of truth. I will show him a way whereby he shall go, and win all the hill country, without losing the body or life of any one of his men. Now when the men heard her words, and beheld her countenance, they wondered greatly at her beauty. And she said unto her, I come to let you know that these men are in your hands to be given over to you. Wake. And I will show a way whereby you shall go with all the hill country without losing the body of life for any of your men. Now, when the men heard her words and beheld her countenance, they wondered greatly at her beauty and said unto her. So right at that moment, they weren't hearing her. As she spoke, they were in like, dang, like she bad. Like, oh shit. You know how the men speak. Thou hast saved, he said. Thou hast saved our life, in that thou hast hastened to come down to the presence of your master, our master. Now, therefore, come to his tent, and some of us shall conduct thee until they have delivered thee into his hands. In other words, we're going to be telling you what to do until this thing is all fulfilled. And when thou standest before him, be not afraid in thine heart, but show unto him according to thy word, and he will entreat thee well. Then they chose out of them 100 men to accompany her and her maid, and they brought her to the tent of Hephaestus. Then was there a concourse throughout all the camp, for her coming was noised among the tents. Yo, you see this great beautiful girl came to the joint? Yo, she finna like help us get the daggone people, and she with us. Listen here, lady. Get your life together in the name of Yeshua. Verse 18. Okay, then there was a concourse throughout all the camp, for her coming was noise among the tents, and they came about her as she stood without the tent of Hephernes, till they told him of her. So she was standing outside the tent. They're like, yo, come see her, yo. And they wondered at her beauty and admired the children of Jacob because of her. And everyone said to his neighbor, who will despise this people to have good, that one man of them be left, who being let go might deceive the whole earth? And they that lay near Hephernes went out, and all his servants, and they brought her into the tent. Now Hephernes rested upon his bed under a canopy, which was woven with purple and gold, and emeralds and precious stones. So they showed him of her, and she came out before his tent with silver lamps going before him. And when Judith was come before him and his servants, they all marveled at the beauty of her countenance. And she fell down upon her face and did reverence unto him, and as his servants took her up. Come on, Judith. Then said Hephernes unto her, woman, be of good comfort, fear not in thine heart, for I never heard any that was willing to serve Nebuchadnezzar, the king of all the earth. Now, therefore, if thy people that dwell in the mountains had not set light by me, I would have lifted up my spear against them. But they have done these things to themselves. But now tell me wherefore thou art fled from them, and art come unto us, for thou art come for a safeguard. Be of good comfort. Thou shalt live this night, and hereafter, for none shall hurt thee, but entreat thee well, as thou do the service of the king Nebuchadnezzar, my master. Then Judah said unto him, receive the words of thy servant, and suffer thine handmaid to speak in thy presence, and I will declare no lie to my master this night. If thou wilt follow the words of thy handmaid, I will bring the thing perfectly to pass by thee, and my master shall not fail of his purposes. As Nebuchadnezzar, king of all the earth, liveth, and as his power liveth, who have sent thee for the upholding of every living thing, for not only men shall serve him by thee, but also the beasts of the field and the cattle, the fowls of the air shall live by thy power under Nebuchadnezzar and all his house. She pumped him up real good, boy. For we have heard of thy wisdom and thy policies, and it is reported in all the earth that thou only art excellent in all the kingdom, and mighty in knowledge, and wonderful in the feast of war. Now, as concerning the matter which Achior did speak in the council, we have heard his words, for the men of Bethula had saved him, and he declared unto them all that he had spoken unto thee. Therefore, O master and governor, reject not his word, but lay it up in thine heart. For it is true, for our nation shall not be punished, neither can the sword prevail against them, except they sin against their father. And now that my master be not defeated and frustrated of his purpose, even death is now fallen upon them, and their sin hath overtaken them, wherewith they will provoke their father to anger. Whensoever they shall do that which is not fit to be done, for their victuals fail them, and all their water is scant. And they have determined to lay hands upon their cattle, and purpose to consume all those things that I have forbidden them to eat by his laws. So they about to sin. Are they about to sin, family? No. And are resolved to spend the first fruits of the corn and the tenths of the wine of oil, which they have sanctified and reserved for the priests that serve in Jerusalem, before the face of our Father, the which things it is not lawful for any of the people so much as to touch with their hands. For they have sent some to Jerusalem, because they also that dwelt there have done the like, to bring them a license from the Senate. Now when they shall bring them word, they will forthwith do it, and they shall be given thee to be destroyed the same day. Wherefore I thy handmaid, knowing all this, and fled from their presence, and Ahiah has sent me to work these things with thee, whereat all the earth shall be astonished, and whosoever shall hear it. For thy servant is religious, and serveth the Most High of heaven day and night. Now therefore, my master, I will remain with thee, and thy servant will go out by night into the valley, and I will pray unto Ahiah that he will tell me when they have committed their sins. And I will come and show it unto thee, and then thou shalt go forth with all thine army, and there shall be none of them that shall resist thee. There shall be none of them that resist thee. And I will lead thee through the midst of the Judea, until thou come before Jerusalem, and I will set thy throne in the midst thereof. And thou shalt drive them as sheep that have no shepherd, and a dog shall not so much as open his mouth at thee. Ooh, she was really mocking him. Judah! For these things were told me concerning to my foreknowledge, and they were declared unto me, and I am sent to tell thee. Then the words pleased Hophernes and all his servants, and they marveled at her wisdom, and she said, there is not such a woman from one end of the earth to the other, both for beauty of face and wisdom of words. Likewise, Hophernes said unto her, Ahiah had done well to send thee before the people, that strength might be in your hands, and destruction upon them that lightly regard my master. And now thou art both beautiful in thy countenance and witty in thy words. Surely, if thou do as thou hast spoken, thy power shall be our power, and thou shalt dwell in the house of the king Nebuchadnezzar, and shalt be renowned throughout the whole earth. Chapter 12. Then he commanded to bring her in where his plate was set, and bade that they should prepare for her of his own meats, that she should drink of his own wine. Oh no. And Judah said, I will not eat thereof, lest there be an offense, but provision shall be made for me of the things that I have brought. Then Hophernes said unto her, if thy provision should fail, how should we give thee the like? For there be none like with us of thy nation. Then said Judah unto him, as thy soul liveth, my master, thy handmaid shall not spend those things that I have before the Most High work by my hand, the things that he have determined. Then the servant, so anyway, don't worry, I ain't gonna be lacking before you get what you need. I got enough to last me. I'm good. Then the servants of hers brought her in the tent, and she slept till midnight. And she arose when it was toward the morning watch, and sent to Hophernes, saying, let my master now command that thy handmaid may go forth unto prayer. I need to go to prayer. What you doing, Judith? Oh, I'm just gonna pray really quick. Just come here. Oh. Then Hophernes commanded his guard that they should not stay her. Thus she abode in the camp 3 days, and went out the night into the valley of Bethulah. So she waited the third night. I gotta gain her trust. Oh, bless my king. Panay.
Stop! Leave me alone.
The thicker one, right? Panay. Panay pasta.
Stop! Oh, it's so annoying.
Zebediah, I saw what you just did. Zion, come over here, son. Sit in the chair if you need to. Zebediah, stop being agitated. What did I say? Thank you, Father, for obedience being restored in this home. And Zebediah, so be it in the name of Yeshua.
Oh, I'm fine.
So be it.
Fine.
Then Hophernes commanded his guard that he should not stay her. Thus she abode in the camp 3 days, and went out in the night into the valley of Bethulah, and washed herself in a fountain of water by the camp. And when she came out, she besought the Most High of Jacob to direct her way to the rising up of the children of her people. So she came in clean and remained in the tent until she did eat her meat at evening. And the 4th day, Hophernes made a feast unto his own servants only, and called none of the officers to the banquet. Hold on, family. All right. And when she came out, she besought the Most High of Jacob to direct her way to the raising up of the children of her people. So she came in clean and remained in the tent until she did eat her meat in the evening. Zebediah, don't make me tell your father what you're doing.
But no, because he watches the videos.
And the fourth day, Hephaestus made a feast of his own servants only, and called none of the officers to the banquet. Then said he to Bagos the eunuch, who had charge over all that he had, go now and persuade this upright woman, which is with thee, that she come unto us and eat and drink with us. Tell her to come on, I want her to be with us. For lo, it will be a shame for our person if we shall let such a woman go, not having had her company. For we have drawn her not unto us, she will laugh us to scorn. Then went Bagos from the presence of Hephaestus and came to her, and he said, let not this fair damsel fear to come to my master, and to be honored in his presence, and drink wine and be merry with us, and be made this day as one of his daughters of the Assyrians, which serve in the house of Nebuchadnezzar. Then said Judith unto him, who am I now, that I should gainsay my master? Surely whatsoever pleaseth him, I will do speedily, and it shall be my joy unto the day of my death. So she arose. Oh, I love her. And decked herself with her apparel and all her woman's attire. And her maid went and laid soft skins on the ground for her over against Hephaestus' flowers, which she had received of Bagos for her daily use, and that she might sit and eat upon them. Now when Judith came in and sat down, Hephaestus' heart was ravished with her. He wanted her. He was like, I'm tired of this, man. I need this girl. I need this girl. That's how he was. Now when Judith came in and sat down, Hephaestus' heart was ravished with her, and his mind was moved, and he desired greatly her company. For he waited a time to deceive her from the day that he had seen her. Deceive her, which means get her drunk so he can, you know what I mean? Dirty dog. Then said Hephaestus unto her, drink now and be merry with us. So Judah said, I will drink now, my master, because my life is magnified in me this day, more than all the days since I was born. Then she took and ate and drank before him what her maid had prepared. And Hephaestus took great delight in her, and drank much more wine than he had drunk at any time in one day since he was born. He said, yeah, this is going to be the day, boy. She with us.
Stop me.
Yeah, I got her. It's in the bag now. Listen here. Watch it now. Chapter 13. Now when the evening was come, his servants made haste to depart. Zion, what are you doing? I know you smacking your hands. I'm not going for that. Good try. Listen, children, it's getting good. Now stop bothering me now. You're disturbing us.
What's gonna happen? It's funny. Mom, what's gonna happen?
I love you more, beloved.
Daddy?
Yep.
My family.
Now when the evening was come, his servants made haste to depart, and Bogus shut his tent without, and dismissed the waiters from the presence of his master. And they went to their beds, for they were all weary because the feast had been long. They're like, come on, y'all, let's go, man. It's about that time.
Yeah.
Now Judah had commanded her maid to stand without her bedchamber, and to wait for her coming forth. Pardon me, family. I know. All right.
Hi, Mommy.
Hi, baby. Be good, please. I love you. Now Judith had commanded her maid to stand without her bedchamber and to wait for her coming forth, as she did daily, for she said she would go forth to her prayers. And she spake to Bagos according to the same purpose. Go ahead. We're going to have some fun. So all went forth, and none was left in the bedchamber, neither little nor great. Then Judah, standing by his bed, said in her heart, O Ahia of all power, look at this present upon thy O Ahijah of all power, look at this present upon the works of my hands for the exaltation of Jerusalem. For now is the time to help thine inheritance and to execute my enterprises to the destruction of my, in her heart she's saying this, destruction of the enemies which are risen against us. Then she came to the pillar, just like they had Delilah. Yup. To execute my enterprises to the destruction of the enemies which are risen against us. Then she came to the pillar of our bed, which was at her furnace head, and took down his function from thence, and approached to his bed, and took hold of the hair of his head, and said, strengthen me, O Ahijah of Jacob, this day. And she smote twice upon his neck. Verily, verily, with all her might, and she took away his head from him. Okay, and tumbled his body down from the bed, and pulled down the canopy from the pillars, and Anan, whereafter she went forth and gave Harbonus his head to her maid. And gave Harbonus his head to her maid, and she put it in her bag of meat. So they twain went together according to their custom unto prayer. And when they passed the camp, they compassed the valley, and went up to the mountain of Bethula, and came to the gates thereof. Then said Judah afar off to the watchman at the gate, open, open now the gate. Ahijah, even our father, is with us to show his power yet in Jerusalem, and his forces against the enemy, as he have done this day. Now, when the men of the city heard her voice, they made haste to go down to the gate of their city, and they called the elders of the city. And then they all ran together, both small and great, for it was strange unto them that she was come. So they opened the gate and received them, and made a fire for a light, and stood round about them. Then she said, Then she said to them with a loud voice, praise, praise Ahijah, praise Ahijah. I said, give him the praise, daggone it. Y'all better give him the praise in this building.
Give him the praise in this building.
Then she said to them with a loud voice, praise, praise Ahijah. I say, for he hath not taken away his mercy from his house of Jacob, but had destroyed our enemies by my hands this night. So she took the head out of the bag. Look, family, just take it out of the bag. And Anne showed it and said unto them, behold, the head of Harbonus, the chief captain of the army of Assur, and behold, the canopy wherein he did lie in his drunkenness, and the Most High have smitten him by the hand of a woman. As Ahijah liveth, who have kept me in my way, that I went, and my counselors have deceived him to his destruction, and yet have he not committed sin with me, to defile and shame me. I know that's right, girl. Then all the people were wonderfully astonished, and bowed themselves and worshipped Ahijah, and said with one accord, blessed be thou, O Ahijah, which thou hast this day brought to naught the enemies of thy people. Then said Ozias unto her, O daughter, blessed art thou of the Most High, Ahijah above all the women upon the earth, and blessed be Ahijah, who have created the heavens and earth, which have directed thee to the cutting off of the head of the chief of our enemies. For this thy confidence shall not depart from the heart of men, which remember the power of Ahijah forever. And from Ahijah turn these things to thee for a perpetual praise, to visit thee in good things, because thou hast not spared thy life for the affliction of our nation, but hast revenged our ruin, walking a straight way before Ahijah. And all the people said, so be it, so be it. Oh, praise the Most High. I'm so overwhelmed. And you know what's amazing? As I was reading it, I literally was getting visions. Like a movie was playing in my mind. I pray that the same was going on for you all.
Yeah, same thing.
All praises.
Like that table or something like that.
And so, what I want you all to understand, brothers and sisters, I can sew. She said, I can sew. You may have to. Oh, sis. Oh, sis, I didn't even know it.
What happened?
Oh, they couldn't hear me. Y'all couldn't hear me? Oh, no.
Oh.
Did y'all hear me when I was reading?
I do.
It's the enemy, man.
It's the devil, probably.
Oh, Zabby. Can y'all hear me now?
It must be.
Cause even sister girly blue girl, that's my girl, couldn't even hear neither, sis. Oh, sis. Guess what? If I have to do it again, I'll do it again. But it would have to be tonight. Because I need to give my mouth a little rest. Watch it, watch it. And this time, as I do it, I'll have my husband read it and we'll do animation of it.
Yeah.
We can do it. Yeah, we can act it out.
I want to draw it. Let's go with the pop.
All praises, sis. All praises. I want you to text me when I get off here, okay?
I'm going to draw it now, so later.
All right. So, family, what I want you all to know about Sister Girl, with the story of Judith is that, like we were saying with Daniel yesterday, okay? So we did Daniel for the brothers. Today we did Judith for the sisters. And what I wanted y'all to understand and grasp through faith, does not matter how close to the edge we come with things, the Most High is testing us. For crying out loud, our Father is the great I am. And with this earth, in the earth, against anyone, he will stand up for his children. You know what I did, family? I put in the window today. Y'all see in my window, it says, now I got the opposite side of this. Like it says, Yashahaya Bible scriptures from the Bible that like the boarding didn't come together. And I put a highest boss. I wanted my landlord to see when he rides by, I want him to know who the boss is.
We just put in our room. Oh, it's really bad stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to straighten this house up now before Daddy get here and get things in order. So I thank you all for tuning in. I pray that you all were edified and that you allow Judah's faith to show up in your life and Daniel's faith. Rather, if you have no water or you in a lion's den, don't matter what's going on in our lives, even right now as a nation. We know that the Most High has showed up for us before. He will show up for us again, and we will not be moved. We will not be moved. Psalms 3. Many are they that rise up against us. Many are they that say of our soul, there is no help for us in the Most High. But, oh, Most High is a shield for us, the glory and the lifter of our head. And you always remember that, family. I love y'all so very much. Zion, come and blow the shofar, please, son. And Zebediah, too.
Man, come here.
And I'm going to get this house in order. Oh, be careful, son. Darn stupid thing. Have to never trip my son.
Where's it?
Right there behind you, baby. Always remember, right hand only.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So be it. All praise to Ahia. Good job. Wait, we do it up, pointing upward. So be it. All praise to Ahia. All praises to Ahia. You have a wonderful, love-filled day, my beloved sister, and I'm so proud of your diligence. I'm so proud of your heart. I love you so much. I'm looking forward to your call. Give me some time to get some things straightened up. I'm going to text you when I got a free space. I like to have things in order before the king get home. You know what I'm saying? So I love y'all so very much. I appreciate y'all. I pray that y'all was edified in this lesson. I know I was. I was so excited and thrilled. Though I read it before, it was still exciting reading it again. Because, faith cometh by hearing and hearing the word of the Most High. All right? All praises. Love y'all so very much. Have a wonderful day. Joyful, enduring. And remember, family, we ain't got next. We got now. Peace and blessing.